Hey guys, I'm back again. I like this car thing in a way. It's kind of cozy. Coming down the beach. So today I did say I'd come back when I did that other video, and I said I'd come back and I'd do one on trying too hard, and so this is it. I'm just going to talk a little bit about how we try too hard, how we try to be someone that we aren't, to either please someone else or to make someone love us or whatever, when we don't need to. So again, not having a great hair day, but we have been in another lockdown here and I haven't been able to go to the hairdresser, and we've just come out of it today for who knows how long, but anyway, but yay, I'm moving on. So that's just a whole other topic, but I'm in Melbourne, Australia at the moment, and I've been here since I got back from Bali last year when this happened, and we have endured five lockdowns. It's become known as the lockdown state, and it's been very interesting. I think I might even do a video on that. It's crazy Australia at the moment. It's like, yeah, like I said in another video, it's like 7 countries living all in separation, no unity, all dividing, borders closed, just for ridiculous outbreaks, like 1 or 2 outbreaks, bang, we're closing our state to you, our border to you, yeah, well, our state to you. So it's been really interesting to watch it play out from so many different perspectives over the last 12 months. There was one perspective where a lot of Victorians were shut down for 4 months, and 4 months, and and the rest of the country locked us out. I can't even begin to tell you how that felt as an Australian, and growing up in a country that you feel like you have freedom, and you feel like, you know, it's just easygoing country compared to a lot of others. I mean, all political parties are, you know, corrupt, but I just didn't see that level of corruption, I guess. But you know, the light is shining on everything, and everything's being exposed, as we know, and it's beautiful. And I'm kind of a bit red and hot in the cheeks again today, so I'm all red. Anyway, what I wanted to share with you is, and I hope you can hear me because now it's started to rain, is, well, connection, being connected, and trying, and when we try too hard. So I was trying, I've just got some little notes here because I don't want to miss out on things. I was trying to be somebody I thought I wanted to be for a long time. And when I say I thought I wanted to be, again, it comes back to that, stems from the root of unworthiness. Do you want to be seeking validation and seeking people's approval, and all from a fear of, you want to fit in, of not being judged, of what people say about you, blah 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 blah. So when we play out these, which comes from the unworthiness root point, so we tend to, again, it comes back to, and if I don't do this, then will I be loved? So it all comes back to, you know, how were you loved, and how love showed up, and how authentic love showed up in your life, who gave you that, who didn't give you that, where you've tried to seek that, why do you need to seek that, if that person didn't give you to the masculine or feminine energy, mother, father, whatever. Why are you seeking that? Where is the wound in you internally, the inner child wound that you haven't gone through and gone into and dived deep and extracted, awareness extracted, cleared, healed, and come out the other side of then not being in fear of any of that, and realizing that it's not come from you or who you were as a person or a child or what you did or anything like that. It's come from the person that's done it, whether it's parents or whatever. It's their issues, It's where their programming was, their conditioning, you know, all of that sort of stuff, which has been projected onto you. So there was a time where, and this is so interesting because my beautiful beloved D, when he showed up in so many ways, when I look back now, I didn't realize at the time, but when I look back now these years, he was actually helping me unravel the areas in my life from childhood that I hadn't healed, and I hadn't started doing really any of my inner healing then. So and how that played out is with him, I was trying to be somebody different. I was trying to be someone I thought he wanted me to be. But in saying that, I was probably always trying to do that with others too. And it just that it came to the forefront more because he shone the light on it, he exposed it with the mirror, and therefore it was like, holy shitballs. Okay, so I was trying to be someone that I thought he wanted me to be, and how that showed up, how he triggered that for me is that physically, in the physical body, he is younger than me. Every other way, he's older than me. Wisdom, his soul, he's had more incarnations than me. He's a lot more wise than me. He is just a lot of areas of his life, in his physicality and everything. He's older than me. But age, he's younger than me. So for me, you know, being physical body, being human, in the matrix, all illusion, all of that, obviously we jump to that, oh, he's younger than me. So for me, how that played out is I looked at what he was doing in his life, the girls he was chasing and being with, and I'm like, oh my God, to get him to love me or to get him to show up as my divine partner, because I already knew that was it. As soon as he came into my life, I didn't express it physically, but I knew that he was my divine partner, and we were here to do this together. You know, we were here to be in union together. I didn't even know to call it union back then, but we were here to do this together. And I just knew, and it was like my whole life from a child that I knew I was here for something bigger, and then into an add-on, it was like I was just waiting for that opportunity, that situation. I didn't even know it was a person, but as soon as he entered my life, I'm like, oh my God, this is it. Like, you know, and then my higher self just took over with, just like my soul just started smashing through as the driver with all this information. And I remember even sitting in my room one day, and my higher self said, get out a book, and I got a book out, like a journal, and got a pen, and I just started writing, and I didn't even know what I was writing consciously. Like it took over, my higher self took over, and I was writing the stuff about being told, you know, okay, this is what we're here for, whatever. So I knew back then. So what I didn't know as evolved enough then is that he just loves me regardless. I don't have to show up any different. I don't have to show up looking younger to compete against these women. I don't have to. It's not about what the clothes I wear or how I speak or what I'm trying to do, or I can just be me. I don't have to impress him. And I was a bit intimidated by his higher wisdom that I could feel straight away, and he may not have even realized he had it, but you know how we see it in each other. Anyway, so I was trying to be someone different, and that would have just felt so out of whack for him, because as you know, in terms of divine partners, we see each other and we see right through each other. That's why it's all about having to be vulnerable and transparent, right? Because you can see the other person even when they can't see it, and everything they are. And so I, my actions, the words I spoke were completely different to how I felt. So he would have been going, well, hang on, she's saying that and she's doing that, but I can feel this, because I was doing that with him. But we don't think at the time that they can do it with us. We just think we can do it with them, right? Duh. So anyway, so he would have felt that in the energy and of what I was doing, and realized that I was so out of balance, and it made us out of balance. So coming back to the trying, this is where we need to stop trying. We are taught to think, not feel. Very profound. I'm going to say that again. We are programmed and taught to think, not feel. We are taught to think, not feel. So, what do I mean by that? Everything. We're taught to think, not feel. We're in our head too much, and we're thinking it has to be this way, or we're creating these stories in our head. But really, it's all about feeling. It's what you feel and what you know the other person feels. And it's not about trying to be someone different to seek love. When we're doing that, we're not showing up with our own self-love. So when we're not showing up, and that's what it's all about, it's that person basically, or that thing, or that situation that's happening that is ultimately triggering that you don't love yourself. You need to go back and, go within and start to do your inner work and start to really go deeper. When we don't love ourselves, we don't have that level of being able to open to receive. So we're not receiving. We're too busy trying to be somewhere else, too busy trying. When we're seeking, the seeker will always seek because they're looking outside of themselves, and they're trying for something instead of just really coming back to themselves. And you can be doing a lot of inner work but still be doing this. A lot of people say it's either black and white. You're either no, you're not. You can actually be doing a lot of inner work. You could be clearing a lot of stuff on a lot of different levels, but still on some levels and situations you're seeking and you're not realizing it, or you're trying too hard and you're not realizing it. It's not black or white. It's not a matter of oh, you're doing your inner work? Oh, well, cool. Okay, so you've got that all together. No, there's lots of different ways that you can, that you don't see things that are, and they're really showing up. So when we're in that energy and that vibration, we're not going to receive love, because we can't. How are you going to receive love from someone else when you're not giving it to yourself? Or when you're not only when you're not giving it to yourself, when you're not your true self, because you're too busy running from your true self to try and be someone else for something else or someone else. And when you're running from yourself and not being your true self, well, you're not loving yourself and giving that true self-love. So then you can't receive love. You can't receive that true love, or any type of love, when you are, or let me put it this way, because some people get triggered by the word true love, the higher divine consciousness love of yourself and the partner that you're here with, soul partner, whatever you want to call it, but you're not able to give yourself that level of love, then how can you receive it from them? Or how can they even give it to you? Because you got it blocked. So I was not loving the parts of me that he already loved and that he was loving. So then I thought, this is the twisted part about it when you did so because I wasn't loving those parts of me, I thought he didn't love me. So then all of a sudden, then you're still in that area of, well, you're trying and you're seeking, and you should know he loves you, because you're too busy thinking, not feeling. And if you were in your heart and feeling, you'd know. So when I was in my heart and soul, I'd be like, oh God, I know, I feel it. Oh my God, his love's so powerful. But then because I was in my, I'm going to try and be someone else self to fit in with what someone wants me to be. And again, that's not a conversation that I had with anybody. That's a conversation I only had with my head. So how many times does somebody not even say anything? Like, you can think, oh, this person wants me to be like this, but you've never had that conversation with that person ever for them to say, I wish you were more like this. You've just dreamt that up in your head. Oh my God, so much fuckery. Anyway, so let's keep it with the I want to keep it on the pattern of, because this is my experience. So how can I allow his love in and for him to love me if I ain't loving myself, and if I ain't open to that energetically to love myself? And we can say we are consciously till the cows come home, but if you're not doing it energetically, then it doesn't mean anything. It's not balanced. So energetically, it is not possible for you to be open to receive a deeper love when you're not giving that to yourself. To be open to receive union. So say, for instance, I realized on this journey, because I'm like, yeah, I know we're meant to be together. Come on, you know, and I realized that I just kept trying too much. Well, I didn't need to try. I shouldn't need to try. It's natural progression when we've come to that self-love part and our depths and opening to receive that union, to receive that love, to receive that energy, vibration and frequency of the superpower couple you are. I mean, some people don't, again, they get triggered by that superpower word. I don't care. It's just a word. Like I said about fuck, it's just a word, you know. You take too much on about words and it's just words. So, but when you're here to be the divine couple you are, and it's all about love. You're here to share your love, however you share your love, whether it's just being alone together and emitting that love out into the frequency of the planet and the earth, and that you don't need to be around thousands of people for your love to help change their life or up them in consciousness and vibration. You can just be you in that divine, sacred energy, love, union, sexuality, divine sacredness, the sacred marriage, everything, just on your own, the two of you. And that's still going to, you know, or you can go out there and share it with others in different various ways that people share it. So I just wanted to say, I've written down here, so teaching independence and self-love can also block receiving and vulnerability. It can disconnect us. And what I mean by that is just what I said. Self-love and independence, there is so much of that out there of like, okay, you know, everyone's too busy going, well, I'm in self-love and I'm independent and I can fend for myself and I don't need him or her or this person or that situation, or I don't, you know, yeah, I've got it. And then they go, right, well, what you're actually doing is then you're disconnecting yourself from that situation, from that love, from that energy, from that person, because it's gone too far the other way. It's gone from I don't want to be codependent to, okay, if you're so independent and like, I've got this, there is no space in that energy. You're not opening to receive support, love, respect, honor, anything, vulnerability. You're not opening to any of that if you're in that other space. If you're in that, you know, and I've talked about this before, it can be a trap, yes, to be in your divine sovereign power. But from a higher perspective, being in your divine sovereign power, you have to be open, vulnerability to connection and to the love. And I think a lot of people think they are. I know I did. But energetically, they're not. So I guess I'm just here to, you know, not judge or throw stones. I was there, but just to say, please maybe go a little deeper and have a look at that. The rain stopped and the sky is blue. Bipolar weather. It's living in Melbourne, you know. I can't wait till I just get back to the sun. And I just want to say in closing that remember that in life we treat our physical pain, but do we treat our emotional pain? If you hurt yourself physically, if you are sick, you're going to go to the doctors maybe, or to the health centre, you know, to a holistic healer. Whatever floats your boat, wherever you are in your consciousness. If you break a bone, you're going to go and get it fixed. Wherever you are, like physically, you're going to see it, it's going to show up, and you're going to fix it, right? You're going to say, I need to go, you know, and do this. If you got a toothache, you're going to go to the dentist. Emotionally, what do you do? What do humans do? What do we do? Do we heal our emotional pain? Do we give energy to healing our emotional pain? Do we focus on it? Do we help ourselves by healing our emotional pain? We live in a world now where I truly do believe that there is a lot more that are reaching out. There's a lot more light shone on mental health, which is amazing. I call it mental health. I do not call it mental illness, because it's not an illness. Mental health, and by saying the word mental illness, comes from a lack vibration frequency where someone thinks they're sick, and that's just helping someone to be in victim mode. If you're showing up in victim mode and victim mentality, it's because you still have healing to do, inner healing, and that's nothing wrong with that. That's what we need to do in healing. But I believe that a lot of people can stay in victim mode and the blame game and blaming other people, and you know, you did this and I shouldn't have done that, and I listened to you, and blah blah blah, and it's a blame game. That's victimhood and victim mode and victim frequency. And it's not until we move out of that victim mentality that we can really take hold of doing our own, and responsibility of doing our own inner work, not blaming other people and other things and other situations. And so, which leads me to the difference between, I don't use the term mental illness. You're not sick. It's mental health. And don't label yourself as sick. Get help, yes. Ask for help, seek help, get coaching, counselling, inner child healing, counselling and coaching. Pardon me. And, you know, before I started my full spiritual awakening, it was over a decade ago, I had PTSD. I suffered with chronic anxiety, PTSD, and because of that, I had developed, which I don't really talk about this much, but I had developed an eating disorder. And it was more, you know, I'm not going to get into that because it's a whole other video, but and it's a personal part of my life that I haven't really shared. But I suffered severe panic attacks. I didn't want to go out of my house. Every time I hopped in my car and I drove, I thought I was never coming back. I thought I was going to die. I had it really bad. I've been there. I'm not just sitting here like thinking, oh, she's on her pedestal talking about, you know, healing yourself. I've been there. I suffered from a child with anxiety, nervousness, all sorts of things, because of the sensitive empath and awakened child I was and how I was treated with that. So I never ever looked at it like, you know, when someone said mental illness, oh, I don't have mental illness, oh my God, now I've got PTSD, oh God, you know, like, and I never ever really labeled myself as ill or anything, but I can see how we can definitely be pigeonholed and put into boxes and be told who and what we are, and that even creates more emotional and mental abuse. So I wasn't even going to mention all that, but obviously that's a timeline tangent that I had to go down. Spirit wanted me to. But I just wanted to, you know, recap by saying that look after yourself emotional, because like I said, we heal physical pain straight away, but we suppress and put off and ignore emotional pain. And that's how we've been programmed, you know, and it's often that we don't even see it that way. So, okay, so that was with that, and yeah, I just wanted to, I'll probably finish off then, and you know, I just wanted to say, I've always used the word dudes, okay? I love the word dudes. And I said to my higher self the other day, why do I just love dudes? And immediately, without even, like, I didn't even think, my higher self said, daring, unique, divine, enlightened souls. And I'm like, what? And I got daring, unique, divine, enlightened souls. And I had to actually kind of D-U-D. Oh, wow, yeah. So I'm going to say we're all amazing dudes, daring, unique, divine, enlightened souls, paving the way for an incredible ascension on planet Earth. So I love you. Thank you for listening if you've got this far. And again, thank you for being here and showing up, and take care, and yeah, just be you. Bye-bye.